Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Pixar's Turning Red, which totally was released in theaters. Definitely not released solely on Disney Plus, which is heartbreaking to me because I love Pixar and I love their films, and this is a movie that I would have loved to watch in a theater because I'll be honest, right up here at the front, I love this movie and I think it's genuinely one of the funniest Pixar movies that I've seen in quite some time. This movie is hysterical, it's relatable, and I think the people that are saying that this movie alienates a lot of its audience because it's about a very specific person, about it in a very specific situation, and that you can't relate to it because essentially these people are saying it's about a woman from a different culture from them. Like, what? If you're not willing as an audience member to experience somebody else's culture, somebody else's ideas, and somebody else's, viewpoints of life and growing up in terms of, a coming of age story from Pixar, then I don't think you should be talking about movies. If you're not willing to open yourself up to these different things, even if you don't directly relate to certain things in this film, I think it doesn't mean you can't enjoy how brilliant this movie is and how funny this movie is. And to be fair, I think this movie is incredibly universal with its themes because you, watching this video, were you a child? Did you ever grow up? Yes, the answer is yes to all of that. And yes, although maybe your situation is not exactly the same as this, I'm sure you still have these awkward feelings that you had as a child that you didn't quite know how to place, these awkward moments, these different, developmental things that you grew up with in terms of puberty that you can directly relate to how this character grows up in this movie. Because I don't think this movie is necessarily a metaphor for puberty. I think it straight up is about puberty. I think that is the subject matter of this film. It's not a metaphor. It's the direct theme of this movie. It's about growing up and about this kid who's terrified of becoming an adult, or not necessarily terrified of becoming an adult. She's so pressured by her mother to be an adult already that she forgets how to be a child. And I think that is a wonderful message to give to a child who is maybe experiencing these type of things. Like I said, with the cultural thing, with this character who is so, wanting to live up to the expectations of her mother, even though she just wants to, play with her friends and be silly and goof off and go to a boy band concert. It's that separation of when you're growing up and becoming your own person, whether that is, being similar to your mom or kind of diverting on your own path. That is what this film is about. And I think it beautifully constructs that from just a storytelling perspective, from a script perspective, and from brilliant direction and a personal touch from director Domee Shi. I also love the fact that Pixar is starting to become more stylistic with their films. They're not injecting all their films with the same sort of animation style that they've had throughout all of their filmmaking. And I think if you take a look at Pixar's Spark shorts in particular, and they're just short films in general, and this one is directed by, the director of Bao, a short film that was award-winning, an Oscar-winning short film that was just brilliant in its own right. And so you take that director and give her a personal story that she really wanted to tell, that you can tell that she just was passionate about this project and about the writing of this film, and you give that filmmaker this idea and let her have her own style to it. In ways, this movie really does feel like an anime in terms of some of the stylistic choices that it makes and how fun and bubbly this movie is at times, and the fact that the animation style is so unique to this film, yet it still has that incredible attention to detail that Pixar is known for. There's so many moments of this film where I notice like little pieces of fabric coming off of the sweater that the main character is wearing throughout this film, or different like kind of just small little details in the background of what the dad is doing, or facial expressions that the characters have, different reactions, the sparkling lights in the eyes, whatever it may be. There's so much attention to detail in this film, and although stylistically it may look more cartoony to you at first glance on an outside perspective, when you truly watch this film, and I hope you guys watch it on as big a screen as possible to appreciate all the detail and all the work that the animation or the animators put into crafting this story. And again, from that personal touch that Domee Shi had on this film, it really is an incredible movie. And to talk a little bit more about the story, I really loved the mother-daughter relationship in this film. I absolutely loved these characters through and through. I felt like I knew them. I felt like I was a part of their family by the end of it. And this friend group as well, this group of friends that surrounds the main character MEILIN, is so good. You feel the bond between all these characters, that's pure friendship, that's the fact that they are so supportive over MEILIN through whatever she goes through. In this movie, I think when you hear of a movie that is about a girl who turns into a giant red panda monster thing whenever she gets any range from the emotional spectrum, whether it's super excited or super sad or super scared or angry or whatever that may be, and she turns into this giant monster, I think you have expectations of how you think that story is going to go. But this movie doesn't go in those directions. There's so much support and love for this character, even with the situation that she's in that's very specific to her own family ties, and that is what makes it relatable to me. Even the friends that surround the main character can relate and can love this main character, even though she's going through something so fantastical and different that you may think is outside of your own reach. But if you, as an audience member, embrace this movie, and yes, it may take a little while to get used to the style and the tone of this movie, but I think after 10 minutes, you should know the style and tone of movie that you are watching. And so if you can really appreciate that, and if you like that sort of style and tone, I think you will love this movie. In terms of ranking, in terms of Pixar, I'll have my rankings right here. This movie lands at number 12 out of the 25 Pixar movies here on my list, and if that sounds pretty low to you, don't worry. Everything from Toy Story 4 and up are all films that I gave 4.5 stars, and are all films that I absolutely love. Pixar has made so many wonderful films, and this is yet another one that I feel like so many people can find love and enjoyment in, and I really hope you guys give this movie a chance and check it out on Disney Plus. And real shame on Disney for throwing this thing on Disney Plus as if they didn't care to give it a theatrical release, because I feel like watching this movie in a big theater with an audience and hearing the pure laughter of the hilariousness of this movie would have been such a great experience, and I'm bummed out that I didn't get to have that experience. And to wrap up this review, I do want to throw some more love and support to the LGBTQ community, along with all the filmmakers of this film who are imploring Disney to kind of rethink their stance on supporting certain politicians that are supporting the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida. Please don't support this thing. If you want some more information, I'll link it down below, but please, Disney, say gay. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys want to leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on this movie, I implore you guys to do so. I'm curious to hear all of your guys' thoughts as well. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to see more reviews just like this one. So thanks everyone for watching, and I hope to see you all in my next one.